Breaking news that's coming in. Indian Railways has now changed the standard operating procedure for migrant trains. Says that originating state will have to register passengers and give railways a request, after which a train will run. The consent of terminating state for running Shramik special trains is no longer necessary. This is a big departure from the original protocol that was put in place, where the permission or the consent of both the state where the train was departing from and the state where the train is arriving, both states had to agree and had to give their consent before a Shramik special train was in fact organized. Now what the centre is saying, what the Indian Railways is saying, that it will only be the originating state that will have to give its consent and not the state where the train is finally going to arrive. That's the big breaking news that's coming in at this point in time. Remember, there have been a lot of issues in terms of coordination of states when it comes to these Shramik special trains as well. And now, of course, it has been made easier. So, of course, the states where the trains are going to go will have to get in place a protocol as to how to deal with these the trains that now come in. Ayushmann joining us for more details. Ayushmann, this is actually big news in terms of this change in protocol that we're seeing at this point in time. We know there has been a lot of issues between states and coordinating the Shramik special trains in terms of giving consent. Now the Indian Railways is saying that only the state where the train is departing from needs to give its consent and not the state where the train is arriving.
Yes, I mean, a bit of a change in the protocol. Now, the Indian Railway says that the originating state will have to register passengers and give a request to the Indian Railways, after which the trains will commence to the destination stations. Remember, 2 days ago, Union Railway Minister Piyush Goyal had tweeted that district collectors need to collect the information of all those people who are stranded there in the district and get into contact with the nodal officers of the other state, and railways will provide them the train. Now, what has happened here is that originating states will have to register now the passengers and give a request to railways, after which the railways will consider running a train. Now, the consent which was earlier required for the receiving state, that has been removed. Now, there is no consent required for running a train. If the numbers are enough, where if, for example, from one state, from Maharashtra, Bihar, a train is to go and 1,000 passengers are there, the Maharashtra administration will give the list to the railways, and railway will run a train for Bihar. There is no consent requirement for Bihar in order to run a train now.
Yes, Ayushmann, but is there a process by which, obviously, the number of trains that are perhaps, say, going to go in the next week or, to a particular state, is there going to be any sort of intimation that the state will actually be given? Because at the end of the day, the state where the trains are going, they have to make the provisions of ensuring that all those who come in are screened, are, quarantined, are isolated, or whatever the entire process is. So is that part clear at all as to what is the communication going to be with the states where the train is arriving?
That definitely will be told to the states, Avni, as to how many passengers are going where, because it is ultimately where the station, where the destination station will be there. There definitely these trains, the information to the respective states will be given. But we have seen in past where the railways have said that railway wanted to commute few trains, and the states did not give permission. So for that reason only, we are being told that currently the Indian Railways has said that the states which will be receiving these passengers, their consent is not required. If the originating state and railways are in sync, the trains will run, and of course, the states where the migrants are going, they will be kept in confidence. But for now, the consent which was earlier required for the receiving state, that has been removed from the protocol.
All right, Ayushmann, thanks so much for joining us with all of those details.